welcome to Fab Friday here at Spiegelmom Scraps YouTube channel. So I'm showing you some of the products I'm going to be working with today. These are all from the Pink Paisley Outfitters collection. Some 12 by 12 papers, some puffy stickers, couple die cuts, and the copper thickers that go with the collection. These are my photos. We're going to be scrapbooking some kayaking photos today of my boys kayaking. And then from the Spiegelmom Scrap Shop, I have a 12 by 12 sheet of American Crafts white cardstock, the Day in the Woods sequin mix, some cork stars, and we're going to do a little bit of mixed media on our background, so we have some colorings in Keep Palm. And those are the products we're going to be working with today. And I will link below to everything I used in the Spiegelmom Scrap Shop. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create some layers, some border strips. These are going to be border strips for our page. I'm going to use this wood paper, and I'm also going to use the paper with the canoes or the oars from the 6x6 pad to create some borders for down the one side of our page. And then here I'm going to mat the photos with that same wooden paper. I love that wood grain paper. It's gorgeous. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to decide where I want these borders to be. So I'm just going to put them in there to save some space on my layout. And I also have some rose gold foil tape from Close to My Heart, and that will be making an appearance on this layout as well. And we're going to mix some metals together on this layout, and I think it turns out really, really pretty. So what I'm doing here is that's where my borders are going to be, and I'm going to mark where my photos are going, because I want a little bit of mixed media to come out from underneath the photos. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Keep Palm colorings, and I'm just going to do a packaging technique. Very easy, very simple. Really, anyone can do this. And this color, this green color with the Keep Palm, is the perfect color to match this Pink Paisley Outfitters collection. That green is perfect for it. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it along the edges where I marked where my photo is going to be. And then I decide I like the idea of having some drips. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that, and I'm going to kind of smush it up here. You can see how I make like some bigger drips. So it kind of comes down the side of the page. And then after that dries a little bit, I'm going to come in with my Heidi Swap Color Shine in gold, and I'm going to give it a little bit of sparkle and sprinkle that around. And then I just let it dry. So my best advice for mixed media is to let your layers dry, air dry in between, and to let them completely dry before you continue your scrapbook page. Go fold a load of laundry, go make some dinner, and when it's all finished, air drying, it will look wonderful. So my idea for this layout is to do kind of like a backwards L. So you saw where the paper strips are, and then I'd like to do something around the bottom. So I pulled out an older supply, a supply I don't use very much, and that would be my Kiwi Lane templates. I actually bought these in November, and I used them a ton when I first bought them. So this is the Madison Avenue Kiwi Lane stencils, and I cut out 3 of them, and that will be the border across the bottom. And now I'm going to go ahead and place my border and my photos, and I'm going to put those wavy strips across the bottom to create like a backwards L design for my page. And I'm just going to line everything up here and ink it up, and then I actually decide to flip the orange paper and that crosshatch paper. My next step is something that I'm not going to make you watch, so don't fear. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some Zots, minuscule, teeny tiny little Zots. Oh, and the foil tape. This is the foil tape I was talking about. It's from Close to My Heart. I'm going to take some minuscule Zots. That's what they're called. I love that they're called minuscule Zots. And I'm going to use my Day in the Woods sequins, and I'm going to line the borders, my borders that I cut with my Kiwi Lane stencil. So they'll have one border, so one of those borders I'm going to line completely in yellow, One of those borders I'm going to line completely with the green flat back sequins, and one of the borders I'm going to line with the really pretty iridescent orange sequins. So you're going to see me start this process, and then you're going to see it all totally done, because really a little bit paint drying. And there's those teeny tiny dots. And here I am lining them up. This paper did warp quite a bit, but at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how my trick for combating paper that warps. It works for me every time, and you can see in the close-ups and in the photos of the layout that the paper, while it looks really warpy there, it didn't stay that way. And there are sequins all done. See, I didn't make you watch me do it. That would be like paint drying. So now I'm applying our title, which is going to be Kayaks on the Lake. And I'm going to take my T-square ruler, and I'm going to do some journaling down there around the title. Excuse me, I think I have a frog in my throat a little bit. So now that our journaling is all done, I'm just going to work on my embellishments. So I'm going to end up with 3 places for embellishment on this layout. I'm going to create 3 little clusters, one up at the top left, one over where you see that little lake life die cut, and then around the title at the bottom where you see the favorite. And I'm going to go ahead and start by laying a die cut in each spot, and then one of those chunky cork stars in each spot. And then I'm going to look at the layout. I know I have these puffy stickers. I'm going to take a look at them, and eventually each of those clusters will end up with a puffy sticker on them as well. So another, you can see here where over by the photos I added the oars, the die cut oars from the die cut sheet, and I think that gives it a really nice cohesive look. It pulls in the oars from the pattern paper. And then in each of the clusters, I'm going to go ahead now and add a puffy sticker. And I've also added to each of the clusters one, so like a little cluster triangle of 3 of the sequins to pull the 3 colors of sequins that I used up into the layout and kind of put them around the layout to bring the layout all together and make it cohesive. So I really think I took every puffy sticker off this sheet and put them all over this layout till I figured out which ones I wanted where. But that will be the last little bit of our layout. I hope you'll check out the information below, maybe do a little shopping. If you do, please use my code SARA15 with SARA 15 for 15% off your purchase. And as a last little trick, here is how I deal with the warped paper. I take a huge scrapbook album, the heaviest one I have from my collection, and I put it right on that layout overnight. Works great. Hope you have a great day, and stop in again next Friday for more Fab Friday fun. Bye!